Alright, for anyone who was following along, they saw me diagnose a bad gas valve on this Reznor unit heater. So yeah, I'm just going to go through basically swapping out this new gas valve. I'm going to start by obviously shutting the power off right there on that power switch. If you don't have a power switch, you could just trace it back to the breaker panel and just check it with your voltmeter at the unit, making sure you have power off. Next is my gas valve. I'm going to shut that off there. You can kind of see the red handle on it there. I'm going to turn that off. Right now it's currently on, but I'll turn that off so I don't have gas going to the unit. And then next I'm going to undo this flex connection right here. I'll just loosen that up so I can start kind of getting in here and taking everything apart. Also for low voltage right here, this is pretty easy. Just, I just pull these off. Typically they don't matter which one they're going to, but I mean it's always worth taking a picture just in case. Your particular gas valve, it does matter which one's the common, which one's 24 volts. Next I'm going to I'll loosen this right here. You should get a crescent wrench on here and probably another one here, and you can just kind of back this off so you can get it off of this burner here. From there I should get this all loose enough to where I can basically push or unscrew this gas valve from this piece of pipe. This is like a actual OEM bent pipe from the factory on that, so I'm going to be reusing all that stuff. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to basically kind of disconnect all the stuff I just showed you to get this new gas valve installed. Also, it kind of goes without saying, but definitely inspect your new gas valve before you get out to the site or before you pick it up from the parts house. Just kind of open it, make sure there's nothing obvious with it that's been like broken or bent, or if it's not missing any parts or anything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this, and it should be pretty simple and straightforward. So I can't get the correct angles on getting my wrenches in here to get this little nut off here. So I'm actually just going to take this whole housing so I can get a better angle from the other side. It literally was just two screws, one up here and one down here, and this whole fitting is just going to slide right out, so I can take it all down. It's going to be easier to work on it down on the ground anyways, so I'm just going to take it all down there and set it up, get it disconnected and get the new one on there down on the ground. So a big thing on these gas valves, just make sure you have the gas flow. You can see there's a little arrow on the bottom of, typically all these gas valves have an arrow on the bottom of them. Just make sure you have your gas flow going in the correct direction. That's pretty much the biggest thing. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure you have your backup wrenches on where you need to have them, just so you're not twisting or messing up anything with the burner. But yeah, that's pretty much all I just really want to do is show that arrow. Another thing to always watch for is not to over tighten any of the fittings going into the actual gas valve. You can actually crack the gas valve. I personally haven't had it happen to me, but I've had a ton of co-workers and friends that have had it happen to them earlier on in their careers. So it's just something I always recommend, making sure you don't go extremely tight, because you definitely can crack these valve bodies. So that ended up being much more of a pain in the ass than I was expecting, but got the new gas valve in here, got the new power low voltage hooked up to it. Make sure your little toggle switch here is turned on. Another thing to kind of check, just make sure everything is good. I usually turn on the gas first and kind of just do, really just a sniff test first, and then if I kind of detect anything, I'll usually do some soap bubbles just to kind of pick up any small gas leaks that might have started. If everything looks good there, I basically kind of just examine everything I got. Another thing on these, this is super sensitive. If you didn't use a good backup wrench or something like that, these bend extremely easily. If you did bend yours, just do your absolute best to get it straight as can be. And but yeah, that's something that I run into quite a bit, is where those are bent really bad. I've actually been out on new installs where the actual little burner tip here is like pointed complete like 45-degree angle. So it's just something to watch for. Other than that, everything looks pretty good. I looked at the stamp on my gas valve, which is kind of hard to see here, but they want it set at 3.5-inch water column, which is pretty much normal. So what I'll do here is I'll fire it off and I'll check it with my manometer and just make sure I got 3.5 inches water column. I'll tie into this little port here. You basically take a little Allen wrench, unscrew this, hook up your manometer to it, and then you can get your reading. If you do have to adjust it, there's a little cap right here that unscrews that has another little screw in it, and basically righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. If you go turn it to the right, it's going to increase gas pressure. If you loosen it, it's going to decrease gas pressure. But yeah, this is basically just how you swap out a gas valve. It's pretty straightforward and easy. I'm going to go ahead and fire this thing off. But other than that, that's pretty much how you swap out a gas valve. There's not really that much to it. If you are on these new threads, just make sure you're cleaning them with a wire brush, and then also put some type of a pipe thread sealant on it that's approved for basically for gas pipe. Here I just applied power to it and put it into a coil for heat on the thermostat. You can kind of hear the burners going now. Everything fired off great. Gas pressures are good. Just need to do a minor adjustment on the gas pressure. Rather than that, everything went really smooth. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Any comments, just leave them down in the comment section. Thanks for watching.